Translating the Niphal. So how are we going to translate Niphal verbs? Well, we have three major ways. The first is as the passive of the cal, and this one here, this is the most common way. What this is when you have a verb in the cal that's active, then the Niphal is usually its passive. Now just to review, active is where you have a subject acting on something else, some object. Passive is where the subject is being acted upon. So this will be the cal, or if a verb exists in the cal here as an active, then the Niphal will usually be its passive. The second way is as a reflexive, and this is where a subject acts on itself. So it's both the subject and the object. That's reflexive. And reciprocal is where two or more subjects are acting on one another. Okay, they fought together or something like that, or they talked to one another. Okay, we'll look at examples of each of these, but I want to say a couple things first. One is that some verbs will exist or can have any of these meanings. So it depends on the context. In some contexts it'll be passive, other contexts it'll be a reflexive. Some contexts it won't be clear. So you have to pay attention, and sometimes it isn't that clear. Other verbs will have only one of these meanings, so it'll always be passive or something like that. How do you know? Well, you look it up in the dictionary. You look up a verb and you take a look and you see it'll say cal. In the cal it means this, in the Niphal it means this, or maybe it doesn't exist in the cal, or in the PL, which is a binyan we'll come to. It'll have these other meanings, and then a good lexicon will also tell you or give examples with verses from the Bible. Says in this particular area or this particular verse it's a passive, and this is how you translate it. So your lexicon will give you all the details, but it's useful to know what the basic patterns are, the basic meanings, and they are passive of cal, reflexive, or reciprocal. So that's the first thing. Look it up in a dictionary. The second thing is that some verbs do not exist in the cal at all, or very, very rarely. An example of that is lacham. And these ones you really do have to look up. So this is the cal form, cal perfect 3ms. Occurs 4 times in the Hebrew Bible. Now nilcham, when I say 4 times, I mean the cal, not just this particular form of the cal, but the cal in general only exists 4 times. Nilcham, which is how you would write the Niphal perfect 3ms, but the Niphal, it occurs 167 times, I think, according to my count, using accordance. So this verb occurs almost exclusively in the Niphal, and what it means is to fight. This would be he fought, which is active in sense, right? That's something like this, not like any of these. So sometimes a verb will have a meaning that is none of the main meanings, okay? Again, just look it up in the dictionary. So in the next 3 modules, we'll take a look at each of these separately and give examples.